In this video, I am going to walk you through the steps to clean and sterilize your Spectra S1 or S2 breast pump. So if you've been wondering how to clean your Spectra breast pump, then stick around as this video is for you. All right, so to start with, let's have a look at the components that we actually need to clean and sterilize. So anything that has come into contact with breast milk, we are going to want to clean and sterilize to prevent harmful bacteria from developing. So your pump motor does not come in contact with your breast milk, neither does your electrical charger. So we can remove your tubing and put that aside. This does not need to be sterilized. If you want to give it a clean, it is a simple wipe down with a damp cloth or a dry cloth, and that is as simple as that. In terms of your tubing, now the thing that is fantastic about a Spectra is that it is a closed system. That means that your tubing does not need to be washed or sterilized. You can simply remove the tubing from the top and put that aside. Okay, so these are the parts that have come into contact with your breast milk and are the parts that we do need to clean and sterilize. So I'll use one as an example. So we have our backflow protector. Now, you will need to pull this apart, and you can see that there are actually 3 components that we will need to wash and sterilize. You will also have your bottle, pull it off, your duckbill valve, as well as your breast shield and any inserts, flange inserts that you might have. You may also at this stage want to do your bottle cap as well as the bottle lid and any nipples for your bottle. Once we have separated our Spectra bottle parts, we can then give them a rinse in running water just to get any breast milk residue off. Then we are going to want to wash them in warm soapy water. So simply pop it into the water, use a bottle brush, give it a nice clean, make sure that there's no bits of breast milk sticking to the edges. This is really important with your breast shield because you can see that there's all the tunnel parts. So give this a really good wash, get into all the little bits. If your bottle brush is too big, then you can actually get really small little bottle brushes as well, which can be fantastic. Give it a really great clean. Again, you got your duckbill valve, give that a really thorough clean. This is actually also a really great time to check your duckbill valve. If you squeeze it open, you can see the valve movement. And when you are not squeezing it, if you can see that there's a slight gap in it, then that's time that you need to replace this. So while you're cleaning it, it's a great time also to check your parts. Then go through, we're going to do our backflow protector. So this is the part that stops milk going through the tubing. Again, you want to just get through, give it a really good scrub, get into all the little bits and pieces. Now, once we have done this, given it a really good clean, then we are going to look to sterilize our pump. So we can do this numerous of ways with your Spectra, which is definitely something I love. The one that is really easy and most people will have a pot is the boiling method. So we are going to want to Grab a pot that is large enough for all of our pump parts. This one is probably too small if we're trying to sterilize 2 bottles at a time. You want there to be enough space in here that all your pump parts aren't all over each other and touching each other. And then we are simply going to bring this to boil on the stove and then place our pump parts in for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure that they are fully submerged. And sorry, I probably should have washed all these bubbles off first before trying to boil this. But this is just an example. So we'll grab all our pump parts. Again, make sure they are rinsed off and there's no big bubble parts before you put them in for your boil. Leave this for 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure that they are fully submerged, that there is enough room in your pot for the water to easily flow around all your parts. Once this has boiled, grab yourself a pair of tongs. This is boiling water, so you don't want to try pick out these bits with your hand because you will burn yourself. Grab your sterilized parts and pop them onto a bit of paper towel, or you can also use a bottle drying rack and allow them to air dry. Now you don't want to use a tea towel or a material cloth for this. Although using the paper towel isn't great for the environment, a tea towel can build up bacteria and keep it trapped in. So we have just sterilized these to kill the bacteria. We want to make sure that we're not then going to cross-contaminate our very clean sterilized bottles with bacteria off our material drying cloth. So again, we're going to use a clean piece of paper towel to let them air dry, or a clean bottle rack is also a really great option. Once these have air dried, then we can look at putting them back together and storing them in either a plastic Ziploc bag, which is one of my favorites, especially if you're trying to put them in your bag and traveling, or you can use a clean storage container as well. Now, a few things to note on the Spectra is that these parts are also dishwasher safe, minus your valves. So you can use your breast shield and bottle in the dishwasher. Again, this is a great, very convenient option. One thing to note though, if you do use your dishwasher for your bottles, you will see that they will start to go a white, cloudy color. Now this won't impact your hygiene for your bottle, and they will still be fine to use. However, it will discolor them, and it's something just to consider. You can also use a microwave sterilizer, which again, or a bottle sterilizer, really handy for these parts, and definitely something that's very convenient. Now, just to follow off on the storage, so if you are in between pumping, you don't necessarily have to go through your whole sterilization process each time. It is ideal, but if you have your bottle of milk, you've given it a rinse, but you're at work and you don't have any way to sterilize your bottle, simply grab your large Ziploc bag, give it a rinse. Now this bag is too small. Take this bit off. Pretend this is the whole unit. You pop it in your Ziploc bag, and then you can pop that into the refrigerator and then use it again for your next pump. If you are going to do this, make sure that at least once a day you are going through the whole washing and sterilization process to make sure that you are not getting any build-up of bacteria over a prolonged period. The other parts, if you're wondering how to disassemble and reassemble this, I will pop a link up the top so you can see how this all goes together in another video. If you have any questions, would like to know more information, then please ask and I will do my very best to answer them. Thanks.